Today we're going to cover the migration of an ACM embedded controller into an ACM enterprise solution.
Let's review a couple important notes. The ACM embedded controllers were designed to run a lightweight version of Access Control Manager software directly from an HID Vertex controller. The ACM EC is a great option for basic access control opportunities, but in the event that the end user grows out of the functionality or requires additional features such as video integration, the ACM EC controller can be migrated into an enterprise solution. When the migration process is complete, the ACM EC controller will be flashed as a standard HID Vertex V1000 controller and can be used as an HID intelligent controller. A license is required for all ACM EC migrations. The part number is AC-SW-LIC-ACMEC-MIG. Please speak to your regional sales manager or inside sales team to order. The last point is extremely important. Once an ACM EC controller has been flashed, it cannot be reverted to an embedded controller. It is important to ensure you fully understand that there is a risk of causing the controller to be inoperable if this process is not carefully followed. It is always recommended you have the latest version of ACM installed. For current software and upgrades, please visit the support page at avigilon.com. Make sure that you are using an admin account with the ability to add or modify panels. Verify that the ACM EC migration license has been applied to the ACM system. And lastly, make sure that the ACM EC system is powered on, completely booted, and on the same network as the ACM enterprise system. It is a good idea to log into the ACM EC system and verify that it is accessible via web browser prior to performing the migration process. Now we're going to go into the procedure of assimilating the ACM embedded controller into an ACM enterprise system. First thing we need to do is we need to log into our embedded controller, and we need to enable SSH access into this ACM EC. I did want to show you guys, I do have some card holders and schedules in this ACM embedded controller. So there's already some information in here that we are going to pull into our ACM enterprise solution. So I need to go over here to System, and I need to enable SSH. And once I've done that, I'm going to go now to my enterprise appliance, and I'm going to log in. And you guys will notice here, I have no identities in the system other than the system administrator. No doors, no panels, nothing here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add our ACM embedded controller. So ACM EC Takeover. Our vendor is going to be HID. We are going to leave this uninstalled for now. We're going to pick the ACM EC. Drop down to our time zone. I'm in Pacific. And then we're going to put the IP address of the ACM EC appliance. I do have a V100 on port number 3 attached to my V1000, so I'm going to save that. And I am going to pull in the identities from my ACM EC. So for here, I need the username and password from my EC system. I can click Preview. It's going to show me all of the identities that are going to be pulled into my system. And when I'm ready, I'm going to click Apply. Now, keep in mind, this you have two firmwares available here. The firmware on this application needs to match the firmware on your EC. So mine is actually a 1.8. I want to make sure that I pick the 1.8. If yours is running 1.82, please pick the 1.82. Click Apply. Okay. So We do get a notification here. This change is permanent. So once I've done this process, it is going to be permanent. It cannot be reverted.
The following screen is going to display the output of the upgrade process from the enterprise appliance to the ACM embedded controller. During this process, please do not refresh or close the tabs, and this process can take anywhere between 5 and 10 minutes. So be patient. Once this process is done, you may see an error at the end of the run that will not affect the takeover of the product. It just does not mount the equipment automatically. So once you get to the end here, you'll see uh, if it says OK to all of the environment changes, then you should be good to go. At this point, you can take the enterprise or the embedded controller as a V1000 and add it as a standard panel like you would with any other intelligent controller.